They took him screaming off to the asylum. He wasn't insane. Beatty arranged his cards quietly. Any man's insane who thinks he can fool the government and us. I've tried to imagine, said Montauk, just how it would feel. I mean to have firemen burn our houses and our books. We haven't any books. But if we did have some. You got some? Beatty blinked slowly. No. Montauk gazed beyond them to the wall with the typed lists of 1,000,000 forbidden books. Their names leapt in fire, burning down the years under his axe and his hose which sprayed not water but kerosene. No. But in his mind, a cool wind started up and blew out of the ventilator grill at home, softly, softly, chilling his face. And, again, he saw himself in a green park talking to an old man, a very old man, and the wind from the park was cold, too. Montauk hesitated. Was it always like this? The firehouse, our work? I mean, well, once upon a time. Once upon a time, Beatty said. What kind of talk is that? Fool, thought Montauk to himself, you'll give it away. At the last fire, a book of fairy tales, he glanced at a single line. I mean, he said, in the old days, before homes were completely fireproof. Suddenly it seemed a much younger voice was speaking for him. He opened his mouth and it was Clarice McClellan saying, didn't firemen prevent fires rather than stoke them up and get them going? That's rich. Stoneman and Black drew forth their rulebooks, which also contained brief histories of the firemen of America, and laid them out where Montauk, though long familiar with them, might read. Established, 1790, to burn English-influenced books in the colonies. First Fireman, Benjamin Franklin. Rule 1. Answer the alarm swiftly. Start the fire swiftly. Burn everything. Report back to firehouse immediately. Stand alert for other alarms. Everyone watched Montauk. He did not move. The alarm sounded. The bell in the ceiling kicked itself 200 times. Suddenly there were 4 empty chairs. The cards fell in a flurry of snow. The brass pole shivered. The men were gone. Montauk sat in his chair. Below, the orange dragon coughed into life. Montauk slid down the pole like a man in a dream. The mechanical hound leapt up in its kennel, its eyes all green flame. Montauk, you forgot your helmet. He seized it off the wall behind him, ran, leapt, and they were off, the night wind hammering about their siren scream and their mighty metal thunder. It was a flaking 3-story house in the ancient part of the city, a century old if it was a day, but like all houses it had been given a thin fireproof plastic sheath many years ago, and this preservative shell seemed to be the only thing holding it in the sky. Here we are. The engine slammed to a stop. Beatty, Stoneman, and Black ran up the sidewalk, suddenly odious and fat in the plump fireproof slickers. Montauk followed. They crashed the front door and grabbed at a woman, though she was not running, she was not trying to escape. She was only standing, weaving from side to side, her eyes fixed upon a nothingness in the wall as if they had struck her a terrible blow upon the head. Her tongue was moving in her mouth, and her eyes seemed to be trying to remember something, and then they remembered and her tongue moved again. Play the man, Master Ridley, we shall this day light such a candle, by God's grace, in England, as I trust shall never be put out. Enough of that, said Beatty. Where are they? He slapped her face with amazing objectivity and repeated the question.